My good people of Imo State, once again I salute you for great faith and patience in giving this administration your unalloyed support through the teething challenges that confronted us from the very first day of our inauguration. The sad incident of coronavirus pandemic has not made our job easier, yet you have stood by us in swallowing the painful piece of the stringent measures imposed by a lockdown of activities in the state. I thank you, my beloved Ndimo, for the enormous sacrifices you've made during these 4 weeks of a general cessation of economic activities in our state. It was never my desire that our people should suffer unduly for what is not their fault. However, because we are at war with an unknown enemy and an unseen enemy, there is need for extra vigilance. We have a duty to keep our people safe from this most frightful yet unseen enemy, otherwise called coronavirus. The call to duty that informed me and the lockdown and other stringent measures we have imposed for the safety of everyone became very imminent. You will recall that I promised a periodic review of the measures during my last broadcast. Before outlining the details of the review of the restrictions, let me first salute Nigerian workers on this auspicious occasion of Workers' Day. I salute the patience and understanding of all workers in the country in the face of the COVID-19 challenge. Imo workers especially, the state wing of the Nigerian Labour Congress, have been most understanding and cooperative in this teething period of our administration. I truly appreciate you all. Let me emphatically state that the welfare of our workers remains a top priority of this administration. In spite of the initial delays in the salary payments occasioned by our determination to ensure that workers' entitlements are not hijacked by a few unscrupulous payroll fraudsters, I assure our workforce that they will have cause to smile continually going forward. We must all understand that although we have not suffered any death from coronavirus in Imo State, COVID-19 is a reality and we must continue to observe all the necessary safeguards, even as we ease some of the restrictions that were put in place. In this regard, I wish to announce that effective Sunday, May 3rd, 2020, all food markets and food vending supermarkets and pharmaceutical shops are permitted to open for business. Large markets will, however, remain shut, particularly large markets at the local government level. A massive disinfection of major public places such as markets and public squares is currently going on and will end on Saturday night. This informed the date of Sunday as the effective takeoff date for easing some of the restrictions that are in place. However, all borders into the state remain closed. This means that there is no entry into or exit from the state. In the unlikely event that any person manages to gain entry into the state, he or she must immediately report to the COVID-19 task force for mandatory checks and quarantine. Those who illegally gains entry into the state and those who assisted or assist to harbor them shall be arrested and prosecuted. The wearing of the face mask is mandatory by the law of the state. Consequently, any person caught without face mask shall be arrested and prosecuted. Also, effective Sunday, May 3rd, 2020, public gatherings not exceeding 50 persons at a time shall be allowed. However, the rule of social distancing must be strictly adhered to. If such gatherings must hold, there must be sufficient provisions for bucket stands for regular washing of hands in running water. Hand sanitizers must also be made available for regular use by the people so gathered. Equally, everybody or every person in the gathering must wear face masks. The dusk to dawn coffee in the state remains in place, meaning that there should be no movement from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day till further notice. It is my sincere hope that the decision to ease restrictions shall not be abused by our people by abandoning the recommended safety measures of regularly washing our hands in running water, sanitizing our hands regularly, and maintaining the social distancing rule. Let me emphasize that above all, wearing of face mask is a must for every occasion. Once again, let me assure you that I shall share in your pains and frustration. More importantly, I also share in your optimism that by the grace of God, we shall overcome COVID-19. Yet we must help ourselves so that God can help us. Thank you all, and may God bless all of us.